Hey everyone, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm Jason, and I'm very thrilled to have you here. Now I know diving into New Year's resolutions can seem a bit cliche, but honestly they're a perfect way to kickstart not just our personal goals, but also this new channel. So 2023 was a great year for me. I did not hit a lot of personal milestones, but it was rich with experiences and journeys that I'll cherish forever. The biggest highlight was that I was able to go back home to Beijing, China for the first time in 4 years thanks to COVID, and I had the precious opportunity to reconnect with families and old friends, exploring new cities, and yes, oh yes, the food is just amazing. I gained about 8 pounds in 3 weeks, so I gotta start running a lot more often. And from home base in Toronto, I also went on some short trips to New York, Nashville, LA, Cancun, and Montreal, so it was a whirlwind of memories for me. But now as we step into 2024, I think it's time to turn the focus back to me. I'm talking about personal achievements, professional growth, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. So let's dive into the resolutions I've set for myself, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find some inspirations along your own journey. So in 2024, I set myself 8 major goals. I believe that by conquering these challenges, I'm not just ticking off items on a list, I'm actively crafting a better, stronger version of myself. The turning point that gave me a lot of confidence was completing the 75 Hard Challenge last year. That experience was a revelation. It showed me that my potential to achieve is far greater than I imagined. It is not just about physical endurance, where I transform a little bit from this to this. It is about mental resilience too. Because at first it is all new and interesting, but in the second half of these 75 days, it got really repetitive and boring. So this year, I'm pushing my limits even further, stretching both my body and mind to new heights. Let me first break that down into these points. So number 1, at the heart of my 2024 resolutions are challenges that test both my body and mind. This includes routines like morning runs, regular gym sessions, and undertaking another 75 Hard Challenge starting in March. These physical activities aren't just about building muscle or endurance, as I've mentioned, they are a testament to mental fortitude. A post from the Daily Stoic Instagram channel, quoting a Greek philosopher Seneca, perfectly encapsulates this entire philosophy. The saying goes, we treat the body rigorously so that it will not be disobedient to the mind. It is a powerful reminder of why physical challenges are so crucial, because they are as much about mental toughness as they are about physical strength. And number 2, beyond the physical and mental challenges, I'm also focusing on personal growth and acquiring new skills. I have set 2 specific goals in each of these areas, and these objectives are more than just targets to finish. They represent my commitment to continuous learning and self-improvement. And with all that said, I do need a way to track my progress and write things down, right? So let's go and do that. So now let me walk you through on how I'm going to track these stuff using Notion. So Notion is a great note-taking and life management platform that works on your phone, Mac, Windows, or even just using a web browser. I use it a lot, so I think it's fitting for managing my goals and resolutions for 2024. So first, let's create a new page here. Forgot how to spell. Let's call it 2024 resolutions. And we can pick the most fitting emojis and background image. Let's call it run. This one looks good. Nice. And in this empty page, we'll create a database first, because we'll need that clean and tabular format to compare and see things as they stack up. And by default, the database comes with a name property and a tags property. We'll use both of them and add another date property that we'll call deadline, as well as a formula property that we'll call days left. I will fill in the 3 first and then input the formula to calculate the days left at the very end. So let's name this database resolutions. First of all, we'll want to sort of predefine the tags field. So we'll have a personal goals, skills, mental challenges, and physical challenges. And once I created them, it's always there, even if you delete them in the entry section, but you can always delete and manage that in the drop down as well. You can also pick a different color and rename it as well. So the first goal that I have is morning runs. I'm going to do that 300 times. And if we open this in a side page, we can pick and choose any emojis and background image as well, but I'm going to leave it as that for now. And for the tags, I think this is a more physical goal rather than a mental or otherwise. So let's stick to that for now. And the deadline for this, since it's 300 times, we'll need to scope this to the last day of the year. So coming up next, I think I really need to spend time training for a better performance in general and on soccer pitch, so I would need to spend more time in the gym. So let's make that about once every 2 days for 180 days, and then for each time it's 45 minutes. So that is physical as well, and with the same deadline. And I will choose, let's just say weightlifting. I have it right here. That looks perfect. And next, with all that work, I would need a way to recover, and I think I would want to do ice baths like Jordan Ferrone, but I think I'm not Canadian enough yet. So let's start with cold showers, and I'll do that 180 of them, and then each time I'm going to do 2 minutes. That looks okay, and then we'll add a ice cube because it's going to be cold. And I think this is both physical and mental challenge. So we'll set that with the same date. And then coming up next, I will do a 75 hard challenge in 2024 again. And that I think falls into the same physical and mental categories. And I want to do it before, I want to finish it before the June 1st. So let's just type June 1st, 2024, and we're done. And as usual, we'll select a emoji for this. So you get the gist, right? And then from here on, I'm going to fast forward a little bit so we don't waste a lot of precious time. The creation of the other 4 goals is pretty much very similar. I do have a list of books that I want to read. That includes both English literature and Chinese literature, because I think I lost a little bit of the Mandarin talking skills I've throughout the years. So I want to pick that up again and be able to express myself in both languages. And speaking of languages, I would also want to learn basic Japanese and Korean, because I would very much like to order in their respective restaurants using Japanese and or Korean. And I also want to visit Japan and Korea one day, so I think this will be a good starting point. And then for personal goals, I think I do want to post on a social media for 100 times. That's a social media platform in China called Little Red Book, where I think personally I would have the opportunity to make the most impact on. And then finally, I will release a tool that I called CLV. We'll label that version 1.0 for now on July 1st, 2024. More on that later, but now to the most important part in our template here today. And in the days left property, we will use a formula called date between, and we'll reference the deadline property here as well. We'll find the date between deadline and now in terms of days, and then voila, it will just show up right there and there. We can also enable sorting so that we'll know which one is the closest to their respective deadlines. So this is a formula that I find really helpful in tracking these things. And I also have a tracker right here that has buttons for me to click on more conveniently, so that I can track them. Whenever I've done something, I can just click a button and then it will track the progress, using a progress bar in the tracker overview and also a small daily schedule for me there. And that's it. That is the small tutorial on how to build a 2024 resolution tracker using Notion. And if you're interested in how the tracker buttons are built, please let me know and I will show that in the next video. Alright folks, so that's a wrap on my top 8 goals for the year. In addition to my usual hustle, like stashing away some savings, giving my all at work, and catching up with my friends, I've lined up some pretty decent and bold challenges for myself, I would say. And yeah, my mom raised an eyebrow at my plans to take cold showers. I mean, I do see where she's coming from, but I'm totally ready to dive in to find out if it really helps with recovery, because a lot of people says it does. And I think it's all about pushing the boundaries and daring to step outside of my own comfort zone. So let's see how that goes. So next up, I'll be bringing you all the updates on how these goals pan out over the year. With a bit of luck and a lot of effort, I'm hoping to come back here next year loaded with achievements and some hard-earned experience to share. And hey, for the Notion lovers out there, let me know in the comments if you're craving more of that content. Your thoughts and suggestions are what will shape our next adventures together. So keep those comments coming. So honestly, thanks a ton for watching. This is my first ever YouTube video. It was very fun and challenging creating this. So remember to click that like and subscribe. And hey, it's gonna get better. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.